Rainbow, and welcome to the Zula B. Wiley Public Library's Youth Storyteller session. I'm Toni Simmons, storyteller, children's author, and former library director. And I'm here to provide you with storytelling tips, techniques, and methods. Now, these sessions are geared for youth, grades 3 and up, but all are welcome to join in. Whether you want to become a storyteller or a doctor, these storytelling tips will help you to develop oral expression of ideas, creative and appreciative listening skills, and also reading and writing skills. Now, it doesn't matter whether you were here with us before or not, but those of you who were, I hope you've been practicing your stories and telling them to everyone. Now, we've worked in the past on expressions, right? And we've worked on our voice, being expressive with our voice. Today, we're going to work on our concentration, focusing, and also on our gestures with pantomimes. So are you ready to join me? Okay, let's get started. Come on, get up. Now, a storyteller has to really concentrate. A storyteller has to focus. Block out all of the noise and distractions and concentrate on the story and the audience that you're sharing with. So I want to do a mirror exercise with you. Now, a mirror copies what it sees in front of it. So I will be standing in front of you, and you be my mirror, and you will copy and do whatever I do. I'll keep the movement slow and simple, not to try to trick you, but to see if you can keep up with me. If it looks like we're just one person working together. You ready? Let's begin. Slow and simple. Block out everything around you. Keep the movements very slow and simple. Focus on what you see me doing. I'm not trying to trick you. Block out all the sounds you hear around. Don't turn and look to see what that is. If you hear a baby crying, forget about it. Ignore it. If you hear a phone ring, don't turn to see who it is. If someone coughs or sneezes, block that out. Concentrate. Focus. Keep your eyes on me right now. Don't turn your head to see what someone else is doing at your house. That's it. You've got it. You've got it. Watch whatever you see me doing, and you do the same thing. Concentrate. Remember, I'm looking into you, my mirror. Forget about the sounds you hear. Don't try to see what it is. Forget about the distractions and concentrate. Good, good. It should look like it's just one person moving. Very good, very good. Now you can relax. Now that wasn't so hard. You can practice that at home with a brother or sister or mom and dad, just to settle down and focus and concentrate, okay? Now, let's try some gesture movements, some pantomimes. Now, maybe you've seen when you were telling a story, someone said, oh, and the boy picked up a ball and he threw it. Well, let's try something simple like that. Imagine, first of all, what kind of ball it is. If it's a soccer ball, it's bigger, or a basketball. If it's a tennis ball or a golf ball, it's a little smaller. So you decide what your ball will be. And you pick it up. Think about how heavy it is. Watch it. Hold it in your hand. Let me see it. If you see it, we'll see it. And then just throw that ball. Yes, very good. Now, how about you try another ball? Maybe this time it's bigger. How about we get a big, I'm going to get a volleyball or a big beach ball. Yes, how about we do that? Pick it up. It's not very heavy, but it's big, yeah? Okay, and we're going to toss it up in the air. Yes. Got it? Now, how about we try doing another action? How about we're going fishing? How many of you have ever been fishing? Yeah, well, let's pretend we're going fishing. Let's get our fishing poles. You ready? And we're going to sling it back over our shoulders and then throw it out. Yes. Watch it, watch it, watch it. Yes. And if someone were looking, they say, oh, they're fishing. Good job. Now, how about we try something else? Let's see. Would you like to try washing your hands? I bet you've been doing that a lot. Yes. Now, we turn on the water. Does your faucet have a knob or does it have a lever? You decide and you show me. You watch it yourself. You turn the water on. Now, what kind of soap do you have? Is it bar soap or is it from a pump? You decide how you're getting your soap. Maybe you wet your hands first. Let me know that it's water coming on your hands. Yes. And then you put your soap on and we scrub and we scrub and we wash our hands. It has to make it look like it's not just lotion you're putting on, that you're actually washing your hands, and let the water rinse your hands. Yes, good job. Oh, you're really good with this. So if you were telling a story and you say, and he ran in and he started to wash his hands, we should be able to tell that's what you're doing and not just scratching or, as I said, putting on lotion or something like that. How about reading? That should be easy. But where's the book? Is it on a table or did you take it off a shelf? Is it a thick book? Or is it a narrow book? You pull it off, you may put it in the other hand, and then you may open the book and start to read. Come on, you try it. I hope you are trying this at home. Show me that you're reading a book. What kind of book it is. And maybe you close the book, or maybe you open it again and you turn pages. Now let's pretend to eat different kinds of food. See if you can figure out what I'm eating now. I'm gonna pick it up. Yes, it's a pizza. Can you pick up your slice of pizza and you can tell by the way I'm holding it and chewing it. How about we get a burger? Can you pick up your burger? Come on. Yeah, there you go. It could be a big one or a big like this. And take a bite. Good. Now let's see, what else could we, how about popcorn? Oh, my favorite. Not too fast. Yes. Now let's see, what else do you like to eat? Oh, how about we can get a taco? Yes. I love tacos. and some dessert. How about an ice cream cone? Yes. It's cold. Let me know it's cold. Great. Now, isn't that fun? You can practice all day long. Practice eating different foods. Maybe while you're eating something real, practice it, see how you ate it, and then try to do it with your pantomime gestures, just in case you may have to add that into your story. Now, the other sessions we had, we talked about how to tell our story, what techniques we use when delivering the story. Last time, I told you a story and you had to practice retelling it. Did you do that? I hope so. Today, I want to talk with you about selecting the story. Yes, choosing the story that you want to tell. Make sure it's a story that you like. If you don't like the story, the audience won't like it. And how do you find a story to like? You have to read and read and read and read as many stories as you can to find the one that you like, that fits you best. Now, I suggest that you start with stories that are fairy tales. Maybe from something like this, fairy tales. Or folk tales, like the one I told you earlier, Extraordinary Cat and Boragita. Yes, those are folk tales. Maybe you remember some of your favorite stories like 3 Bears, or 3 Pigs, or the 3 Billy Goat Scrubs. Those are good stories to start with. Maybe you like scary stories. That's fine if you don't scare yourself. Also, you can have trickster stories. Yes, trickster stories. Just go to your library and you can go to the library's catalog. Even now, some of the libraries will have curbside delivery, and that's what we have at Zula B. Wiley. Yes, and decide which book you'd like to check out so you can read many stories and find the one that you like. I'd like to start you off with fables. How many of you have ever read an Aesop fable? Now, they're very short stories that have a moral or a lesson at the end. Now, when you're learning a story, just like we talked about last time, you look for a story that may have action in it, or humor, or repetition, but you remember what happens first, second, third, and you put that story in your own words, and you tell it in the sequence or order of events. Got it? Well, I hope so. I'll demonstrate a short fable for you today. Maybe you've heard of some fables like the tortoise and the hare. Everybody's heard that one. Or how about the dog and the bone? Or the fox and the grapes? Yes. Well, I want to tell you the story about the lion and the mouse. One day, a big, fierce lion was fast asleep there on the ground in the jungle. But then a little tiny mouse came scurrying around. He noticed this big lump of fur, but he didn't know it was the lion. And he crawled right over it. Well, that kind of woke the lion up. Now, you think he was happy? He said, "Rawr! Why did you wake me up?" When he saw the little mouse. And the little mouse was scared. I'm sorry. I didn't see you there. "I'm gonna eat you up," said the lion. "Oh, but please, don't eat me. I can help you someday." Well, when the lion heard that, all he could do was laugh. How can you, a little old mouse, help me? I'm a big lion. But since you made me laugh today, I'll let you go. And the mouse took off. Now later on, a few days had gone by. That big, fierce lion was out walking in the jungle. And he fell into a hunter's trap, and a big net fell over him. He roared, ah! And he roared, ah! But he couldn't get free. Well, that little mouse heard him. And he came running over to see what it was. And he saw the lion. Well, he quickly started to help that lion. Yes, he wanted to help him, just like that lion had helped him by letting him go. So he started to nibble on that net. Little by little, he gnawed and gnawed, gnawed and gnawed, gnawed and gnawed, until he made a big enough hole for that lion to set himself free. And he was so grateful. He thanked that mouse, and they became good friends. And you know the moral of this story is, little friends may prove to be great big ones. The end. Now, I want you to listen to some of our youth storytellers sharing stories. You've heard me the last few times, so I want you to sit back and listen and then practice some of these stories at home. Some of the fables, some of the folk tales and fairy tales, and familiar stories that you have heard. Are you ready? Well, I'll see you next time. After you hear this story, I want you to share it with someone. Goodbye for now.
Hello, my name is Rebekah Garcia, and today I'll be telling you the story of this mother goat and her 7 children. Once upon a time, there was a mother goat who had 7 children. One day, she left to the store to go get some cabbage. But before she left, she strictly told her children, "Don't let anyone in the house but me." And then she left. What the family didn't know was that the big bad wolf was hiding in the bushes, listening to their conversation. A couple of minutes after the mother goat left, he got up from his hiding place, knocked at the door and said, "Children, children, let me in. It's me, your mother." They said, "Hey, your voice isn't our mother's. You're not our mom." So he left. But this time when he tried again, he used it with a higher voice, like the mother goats. So he knocked at the door and said, "Children, children, let me in." They were about to open the door when the oldest said, "Hey, hey, hey, your feet are brown," as he looked under the door. And the wolf left. And when he came back, he powdered a lot of flour on his feet, so it looked like his feet were white. He knocked at the door and said, "Children, children, let me in." The children thought, "The voice is high. Well, the feet are white, so it must be our mom." And when they opened the door, they were so surprised to see the big bad wolf standing there. And they scrambled all around the house. Where do you think he hid?
Behind the tree.
One hid behind the tree.
In the bathtub.
One hid in the bathtub.
In the oven.
One hid in the oven.
Behind the curtain.
One hid behind the curtain.
In the fireplace.
One hid in the fireplace.
Next to the bookshelf.
And one hid next to the bookshelf.
Under the bed.
And one hid under the bed. But the big bad wolf, when he was younger, he hid all around. He hid all the time from his mother. So he knew where all the good hiding spots were. Went to each hiding spot and plucked out the goat. And he ate them whole. Around the 5th or 6th one, he was feeling kind of full. But his mother taught him, you can't just waste food. and he wasn't going to disobey his mother, so he ate the rest. By then he was feeling so full and tired and thirsty. So he went outside. He knew a really good place to lie down and rest for a while. So he went there and he lied down. There was a big, beautiful lake right next to him, and he was really thirsty, but he decided he would just drink the water after he was done napping. Meanwhile, the mother goat was just getting home. She noticed that the door was open, and she looked inside, and there was a mess everywhere. She called for her children, but no one answered. So she went into the kitchen, opened the door, and got out her butcher's knife. And she followed the white wolf footprints on the floor. The footprints led her to the big bad wolf. She slowly cut open his stomach and plucked each one of her children out. They were so excited, but she told him to be quiet because she didn't want to wake up the big bad wolf, or else he would be really mad. So after she got all the children out, she got 7 big rocks because she knew the wolf would realize that the children were missing. After she put in the 7 rocks inside, she sewed them back up, and she left with her children to have some lunch. When the wolf woke up, his stomach hurt more than before, and so he knelt down to drink some water from the big lake in front of him. But as he knelt down, all the rocks in his stomach went forward, and he fell inside head first. Now, I can't really say the wolf had a happily ever after. The end.